Hello everyone, may the 4th be with you. Today is National Star Wars Day, but it is also a very important day in the Sherlock Holmes fandom. This day, in 1891, the Strand released The Final Problem, the story in which Sherlock Holmes faces off James Moriarty in the Reichenbach Falls. This was supposed to be the last story that Arthur Conan Doyle released, but it didn't go according to plan when hundreds of thousands of fans of the Sherlock Holmes stories wore black to mourn his death. This went on for months, that people were wearing black, they were saying bring back Sherlock, and they were basically rebelling against Arthur Conan Doyle just to bring the character back. Arthur Conan Doyle really didn't like Sherlock Holmes. He didn't like the character. He found it difficult at times to write about different problems and finding a solution, but just ridiculous solutions. Because if you read the Sherlock Holmes stories, you can see how difficult the problems are sometimes, how difficult the cases are sometimes. So Arthur Conan Doyle, 10 years after The Final Problem, brought back the Sherlock Holmes stories. He was terribly upset because he didn't want to be known as the man who created Sherlock Holmes, but sadly, this is how he is remembered. A little Arthur Conan Doyle fun fact, he was knighted not because of his Sherlock Holmes stories, but because of his war novel that he wrote about the South African War, I think. So today is the day that Sherlock Holmes dies, in the canon. Today is also the day, May the 4th has a bunch of little parts in the Sherlock Holmes stories, and one of the times that it was May the 4th was mentioned was in A Study in Scarlet. Yeah, it was A Study in Scarlet, and if you haven't read that story, then you're not really gonna know what I'm talking about, but an old man, or a middle-aged man, is starving in the desert this day in 1804, around then. That story is fantastic. It's one of my personal favorites, and it is largely known throughout the Sherlock fandom, along with Hound of the Baskervilles, The Final Problem, The Empty House, which is when Sherlock comes back. But it is a fantastic story, and it's mentioned, oh shit, my phone. It is mentioned in the very first story, so today is a cool day. Another time it's mentioned is The Sign of Four, a very well-known story also. In The Sign of Four, Mary Morriston's address was requested in the paper. Some of you may or may not know about Mary Morriston depending on what kind of emails you get from me, so I'm not really going to say much about her, but Watson is in love with her. So let's just see where that leads in season 3, and if you get my spoiler emails, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, go home. And that's really all I wanted to tell you guys about May the 4th. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the kind of emails I'm going to be sending you guys. This week and the week afterwards is AP and finals. AP is a bitch. These are my first AP classes. I'm studying right now. I'm in between subjects, and I wanted to do a video because I haven't done any videos. And APs are bitches. So I thought that since these tests are so evil, I might send you guys some evil emails. So it'll either be Reichenbach feels or Moriarty moron. Now, you guys know about Reichenbach. You're gonna be sad when I send you all these fan art pictures. You know about Moriarty because he's played by Andrew Scott in the BBC Sherlock version. Excellently, by the way. But you may not know who Sebastian Moran is. Sebastian Moran is a military man. He's like this big, white, of course he's white, blonde guy. He has an implied mustache. and he's a colonel. He's a used to be colonel. And then he went to go work for James Moriarty. Now, Sebastian Moran is a gun for hire, and in a couple of stories he's mentioned in the ACD Sherlock stories, he's mentioned a couple of times as Moriarty's gun for hire. So whenever he needs a hit, Moriarty is the man. So he's kind of like the anti-John Watson, just like Moriarty is the anti-Sherlock Holmes. They're opposites. They're good and evil, or the side of the angels and everyone else. In BBC Sherlock, it's kind of implied that Moriarty is helping, or that Moran is helping Moriarty, and he's kind of there, not really. I mean, he's a sniper. That's what he does. And in the Reichenbach Fall, there was a man pointing a sniper at John Watson while he's watching Sherlock fall to his death. Oh no. And he's not the kind of moron that the Sherlock fandom is used to seeing. If you've seen the Basil Rathbone, if you've seen the Jeremy Brett versions of adaptations of Sherlock Holmes, then he's kind of the same guy. Like, he's just a big tough guy with a gun and a mustache, because everyone has a mustache. But since everything since BBC Sherlock is a modern adaptation of the old Victorian style Sherlock Holmes, we may just get a completely different moron, and that's kind of what the Sherlock fandom assumes when they see this guy pointing the gun at John Watson. This guy is scrawny, he's fit, but he's not buff. Like, you wouldn't see him in a fight somewhere, and if he is in a fight, then no, it wouldn't even be a fight, because he'd just like shoot you in the head. He has like medium hair, kind of auburnish, so it's not what the Sherlock fandom is used to seeing. The fan art that I'm going to send you guys about Moran, it kind of goes with what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the big blonde guy, and for most of the fan art, he has this scratch over one of his eyes. Sometimes he has tattoos. There's a lot of references to tigers, because Moriarty is known as a spider, and Sebastian Moran is known as the tiger, because he silently stalks his prey and goes for the kill. What else do I need to tell you about Moran? A lot of people ship him with Moriarty. I'm not going to send you guys porn. I don't have porn, and but I'm just letting you know, like, if it seems that Moriarty is being overly seductive to what's his name, Sebastian Moran, it's because the artist probably ships them. What else? Oh, the artists. I'm going to be sending you art from Geo the Bio, Sash Cash, some Reaper Sun, Reaper Sun, Sexlock. There was somebody else, but now I can't remember. But if I see the name on the art, I'll let you guys know who the artist is, where you can find some more of their art, and a little bit of a biography about them, just because, like, I just know a lot about the artists. I love them all. It's envy, but I love them. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I hope you aren't studying too hard, whoever's doing APs next week. And if you're not doing APs next week, you lucky bitches. Why do you gotta be like that? I want to say hi to my son. I hope you really liked Iron Man. I hope you guys had fun at prom. What else? Laura, don't freak out if I send you another naked Benedict Cumberbatch sometime this week. Just make sure to, like, show it to the class. Do a presentation and then open up your email so everyone knows that I'm sending you, or that you have, naked Benedict Cumberbatch pictures. And if any of the other people watching this video are asking, why the hell does Mackie have a naked Benedict Cumberbatch picture? I don't. You can't even see anything. But Laura is so she's just so shy. Oh my god. But she's adorable. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.